Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. Since we started with the mini marathon series yesterday, what happened was I was thinking to put more questions of module A. So sorry, today I'm putting a halt towards the area of the series that was going with module D. Before I start with the next chapter, I'm finishing off the area of module A first. So let's talk about the module A. This comes the first question for the class today. So go ahead and let me know about your answer there. The first question says which one what is the one of the most important functions of management that involves organizing the work of employees, delegating responsibilities, setting objectives, planning tasks, or controlling operations. What is the most important function of management? In terms of management, the most important thing is delegating responsibilities. First of all, you have to look forward towards setting the objectives, but this is done by the top level. And then the management is basically whatever the plan is to stick to the plan, isn't it? Sticking to the plan is ultimately very, very important. So, can we say that what is the most important function? The most important function would be understanding the fact that I cannot do all the work all alone. So, obviously, I need people help, and then when I need help, then that would be delegating responsibilities. Okay, here comes the question on reasoning and assertion, everyone. Go ahead and try. The organizing process in the management involves determining what tasks must be completed to achieve objectives and creating an organization structure. They're talking about the organizing process where we are trying to find out what are the tasks, how are we going to arrange the resources and everything. And then we have reasoning. An effective organization results from well managed organizing process. What would be the answer in this case? वैसे तो everything starts with planning only. When you have a better plan, then only things work out. If you do not have a proper plan, then things really don't work out well, right? Now, what would be the answer? In this case, they're talking about the organization process in management involves the determination. See, the point is the first one is absolutely correct. Why is first one correct? Because the first one talks about the era of the management. It involves determining the task. It does the part. It determines the particular objective, tries to achieve it. So in this case, I can say the correct answer would be both are correct, and at the same time it is the reasoning is correct explanation of the assertion. Now comes what are the two essential components of an effective organization according to next. delegating tasks and objectives, delegating responsibilities and assigning authority, setting goals and measuring performance, or planning and reviewing plans. When we look at this particular area, essential component of effective organization. In terms of organization, it is very important to understand that how do we work, what is the particular area that we have to look forward to, right? In terms of the components of the effective organization, according to the text, if we look at the basic things, one of the most important thing is delegating responsibilities and assigning the responsibilities. But the point is, after we are done with this, what next do we work upon? Then what next do we work upon is we delegate the tasks and we have to set up the objectives. We have to give responsibilities to the people. If their responsibility isn't assigned properly, they will not be able to work, isn't it? So one thing is sorted. The first point has to be responsibility setting, but after that, when we have taken up the responsibilities, then we have to split it up as well, because every officer has a limited time period. They have a limit to work, isn't it? What does the centralized organizational structure involve? Decision making, decision made by multiple individuals, resource allocation, decision made by single individual, extensive delegation of authority, or focus on local decision making. Centralized and decentralized. When we talk about these two types of organization, one is centralized, one is decentralized. Centralized is basically the one in which we say keeping the power at the center. That means the organization, every single part, decision making, basic knowledge, everything is at the center. While when we talk about decentralization, the information is basically spread up, right? In this case, when we talk about centralized and decentralization, the correct answer is going to be resource allocation made by a single individual. For example, if I talk about centralization, Hitler made sure that he was ruling the entire Germany on his own, and he was the only person who would make decisions for the organization. So in this case, can we say that resource allocation is made by single individual there? Next question. What is the key advantage of centralization, centralized organization? Acha, what are the key advantages? There, first is responsiveness towards the localized demands. Then greater control over strategic decision, extensive decision, delegation of decision making, flexibility in decision making. There is no flexibility in decision making. There is no extensive delegation. You just can't. You are basically saying that I don't know, I don't care about others. I am the only decision maker, or maybe I'm the only expert in this particular field. That can also be the reason that only I should take decisions. Nobody else should take the decisions. There is centralization. Then, So in this case, when we're talking about the centralized, what is the key advantage of centralized organizations? Centralized means I would say it would go with greater, we're looking forward towards greater control because I am the only person who's taking decisions. So obviously, strategies can be made in a stronger manner. Next is what are the key disadvantages of centralized organization? What are the key disadvantages, everyone? It is greater clarity in decision making process, more efficient implementation of policies can be there, limited opportunities for staff member is there to respond to, and then is increased responsiveness to local demands. The key disadvantage would be greater clarity regarding decision making process is not the one. We talk about more efficiency. This is also not a disadvantage. You know. Then we have the area of extensive delegation. Uh, then we have limited opportunities for the staff. This is basically the key disadvantage, isn't it? I am not taking the decision at all. I am not given the exposure to make decision at all. What will happen? I will always look at my senior ki, sir, ab kya karu? Sir, what should I do now? Sir, what would be our next point of view? So basically, just because you are doing everything under one particular person and you are under that particular person's control, they will not give you space. One thing, right? So in this case, the correct answer is going to be limited opportunities for the staff members to respond. Next question. In decentralized organization, what is the potential drawback when it comes to local environment challenges? Increased responsiveness, discouragement among employees, more efficient decision making, greater control over policies. When we talk about the local environment challenges, see what happens is local environment is basically an internal environment of the organization. The responsiveness increases because there is only one particular person taking the decisions, so he can take the decisions at an instant point. He doesn't have to wait for others, he doesn't have to check others what are they thinking about it. They are not doing things that way. There's an increased responsiveness in this area. Discouragement among employees or more efficient decision making, this is again not a drawback. Then greater control over policy is not a drawback. The first one is also not a drawback. In this case, the right answer will come out to be discouraged, a discouragement among employees when they are not given the senior positions, and then the senior takes all the decisions on their own. So in this case, what happens is the particular employee feels too I think that really affects their learning process. They're like we do not get to make the decisions at all. There is no freedom there. So slowly and suddenly he feels more and more dissatisfied. So there's a discouragement among the employees. And what is the first and most crucial aspect of staffing? That means most crucial aspects of staffing function there. First is paperwork and documentation. Then we have dealing with human beings. Then filling out organizational structure. Or last is setting objectives and goals. What is the first and the most crucial aspect of staffing? When we talk about the staffing process, it's a process of bringing all people in the organizations. You know, bringing people in the organization, then at the same time you are going to ask them to join the organization. That means you first of all have a positive thought process towards them. And once you have got the positive process people in your organization, then you put them through selection. And then you move towards more rigorous area towards the training, selection, criterias and all to be studied there. So basically when we talk about most important part, staffing and directing, they're exclusively linked with humans. Anything which is clearly linked with humans, not with the resources, that would be complex in nature. So the answer is dealing with human beings. Dealing with human beings is definitely not easy, and that is something which really affects the organizations working together as well. Right? Then comes the next question, everyone. It says, which feature of staffing emphasize that it is considered a separate managerial function rather than a subcategory of uh, of another function? Investment in human beings. Then we come it up as the distinct between managerial function, and then we have the a necessary activity at all the levels, and last one is impact on internal and external environment. When we're talking about the subcategory on another function, what would be the answer in this case then? When we talk about the distinct feature, the feature which is basically separate for every single area working, in this case you have a distinct managerial function. HR is exclusively kept for this particular purpose only. Human resource personnel, he takes care of who will be coming into the organization. The basic screening is done by them. Then once they have moved towards more advanced chapters, advanced working, then the people who are involved in this working, they want growth and all, then what they'll do, they'll prepare all these people and then they'll move forward. Right? Chali. Then let's do the next point. What is the third significant aspect of staffing, indicating that it is crucial function at all managerial levels? What is the third aspect? There are three phases, everyone, in terms of staffing. Now, first is recruitment, second is selection, third is training. In terms of the three phases of staffing, first is recruitment, then selection, and then training. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? They're asking about the significant aspect of staffing. Okay. Then they're talking about indicating that crucial function at all managerial levels. When we talk about the crucial functions at all managerial levels, aren't they talking about being pervasive? I've talked about it in the beginning of the class as well. That is being pervasive. All pervasive means required at every level and in every organization. So in such a case, such thing would be based upon what answer? Staffing is required at by top level, middle level, as well as lower level. Because everywhere you are talking about organizing now, delegating the work. If there is nobody, whom will you delegate to? Isn't it? So whether it is necessary or unnecessary branch, that should be the area in which they can talk about the organization should continue or not. What are the various ways of working there as well? All those things are based upon the number of people they have, how do they work, what social responsibility is associated with staffing when its involvement with human beings. Ensuring the success of the organization, exercising caution and maintenance, objectivity, then setting goals and objectives, then is determining the organizational structure. When it comes to dealing with human beings are very complex in nature. They might be thinking good about something today and they might be feeling bad about it tomorrow. So when we are working together, then there can be situations where the business can be badly affected when the staff loses its faith in the organization. If this organization is not working out, it's better that to move out. That is something that happens. Huh? So the organization has to make sure that you are training people well, you are giving them whatever is required, so that the particular person also feels like home. That this office is their second home, and then this is what they're looking forward towards working. You know? Then what social responsibility is associated with staffing? Ultimately we're dealing with humans, sir. So they would definitely be looking forward towards this area. One thing you have to make sure that these policies and all now, these are really helpful towards the organization, you know. So in this case the correct answer is exercising and maintaining the caution and objectivity. We should make sure that whatever assumptions and everything else that we have taken is correct. Done. So in this case, what would be the answer, everyone? Next question. How does the internal and external environment impact the personal department? The department has no impact, there would be an impact. The influence and creation of a separate department, employee related policies and procedures. Okay, everyone, I am getting retired. Once I'm getting retired, what will happen? I will note down everything, the pension that I've been receiving, gratuity, the amount of gratuity, then if there's any other leave encashments and everything else that in terms of the perks, whether they are available, they are not available, the person will look forward to it. Na? So this department will solve the personal related problems. The personal, that means employee related problems and practices are badly affected. Now it can be in a good form if someone else is also looking at it, and otherwise nobody is looking at it, then it becomes a negative area altogether. Right? Done. So before I end my particular session, everyone, have you reviewed our courses yet? We have come up with our courses already. पता है, we're introducing our Power Pack batch as well. The Power Pack batch is going to be started soon. So what you can do is you can take up our courses regarding the same. Where do you have to go? You have to go onto the area of our website first. That is www.adda247.com. Once you go onto the website, you will find in the area of JIB and CIB. In the area of JIB and CIB, here comes the CIB November 2023. In this case, we have introduced our Power Pack batches. If you are looking forward towards practicing in a proper manner, learning all the things, as well as in the examination that has just been held, there were many questions which were read between the lines. The level of the examination has definitely improved a lot, and ABFM is a very lengthy and long subject too. So if you're looking forward towards this area, then it is way better that you go ahead with the classes in a certain manner that you can finish it in minimum time. So what can you do? You can take up the Mahapak. If anybody wants to take up the Mahapak, then English medium, bilingual, the test batches, numerical batches, MCQ batches, whatever we have got till now, then That too, plus all the futuristic, everything would be covered in this. In the Mahapack, you have got a lot of features there. But if you just want to take up the Power Pack batch, that is also available. It includes all the four subjects there, right? That is ABM, BFM, ABFM, and then last is BRBL. All these four subjects are covered, and at the same time, there are certain examinations which are falling back to back. That means you will have very little time when you're preparing. So you should look forward to it in the best possible manner. And if you're taking up our courses at this point of time, they are available at 81% discount, everyone. Done. So that's it for the day, everyone. If you haven't taken any of the courses yet, you should look forward to it. You can use the code RAM80 and you can get the particular course for 3 months, for 6 months, and if you buy it for 6 months, you will get the double validity. That means it is available for you for 12 months, and if it is a 12-month program, it can turn out to be a 24-month validity period. All these things are available for a very limited time. Till the time the sale is going on, avail the benefits out of it, and then we will be prepared for this examination properly. Right? Chaliye, that's it for the day. I'll be meeting you tomorrow. Good night. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day.